Science doesn't prove anything.
This moron with his moron face. This is the reason we've got our projected claim that we deny science. No, we don't. This globe-believing denies science. He's just said it. Science doesn't prove things. What kind of a moron are you, Michael?
I stated over and over again is, I'm a mathematician who has become a geophysicist. I am not overburdened with a technical understanding of a great deal of physical reality, as it might be termed.
Classic, man. Classic.
Did he say mathematician?
I'm not overburdened with physical reality, as it might be termed. What's that you say? You're a physicist? What's the phys bit? Oh, physical?
Yeah, he snapped the one.
I think he had a Freudian slip there.
No, he's a former mathematician.
Yeah, he's not working at really his level.
He said, "This is what I lack," and then he explains what he lacks, and then he describes it by saying, I'm not overburdened by physical reality.
No shit.
Not overburdened by the technical understanding of physical reality.
Yeah.
I don't think any ballers are concerned with the physical reality.
Right, it's a preposterous nonsense. The level of assumption is off the scale.
Nathan, real quick, just to go back to what we were saying before, because you said, it's only the funnies that come here that say science doesn't prove anything. Well, I dropped something in Master B, and it's one of the more well-known fundies, a little bit more mainstream priests, that himself is saying that. One that goes by the name of Vsauce.
Science doesn't prove anything.
So a guy that does nothing but talk about science claims that science now doesn't prove anything. Isn't that interesting? Because again, we were all called science deniers because there's all this proof that we live on an oblate spheroid. But here is Vsauce in 2019 or 2020 saying that science doesn't prove things. Thank you.
So let's just confirm Michael from Vsauce is a retard. Science proves or disproves a hypothesis. It is empirical because it validates either the alternative hypothesis, your assumed cause of an effect you observe in nature, or your null hypothesis. That would be to say that your assumed cause does not cause the effect in nature. Upon experimentation, you will either validate your null or validate your alternative, thus proving your cause or proving your null. So science absolutely, unequivocally does prove things. That is the point of science. It has been utilised for quite a prolonged period to advance humanity because of its empirical nature when proving things. Now, Michael from Vsauce is a moron, a scientifically illiterate clown who thinks science, a method of establishing cause and effect, does not prove things. It does. It proves your hypothesis upon experimentation. Michael from Vsauce, you are a clown.
They used to call it science deniers, but if science doesn't prove things, what are we denying?
No, it's a projection, 10th man. We are not the science deniers. This globe-believing retard.
It is a three-dimensional.
This guy has just boldly declared to millions of subscribers that science does not prove things. He is literally a science denier. This man on screen now, Michael from Vsauce, you are a science denier. Science doesn't prove things.
Proven. Science doesn't prove anything.
Yeah, it does, you clown. You are moronic. You are stupid. Why are you in front of that mic telling people that an empirical method of establishing cause doesn't prove things? Oh, right. So we still have scurvy, do we? Vitamin C wasn't proven to be the cause. No, that wasn't proven with the scientific method. Saving countless lives. You think that you can broadcast to people your science denial? No, moron! Science does prove things! How dare you deny science, you globe-believing retard! This guy here, this moron with his moron face, this is the reason we've got our projected claim that we deny science. No, we don't. This globe-believing retard denies science. He's just said it. Science doesn't prove things. What kind of a moron are you, Michael?
He
but
basically
to me,
confessed to all of us that he's wasting all of our time.
But here's the best part, though. Like, his channel is full of videos where he is speaking about science in relation to this globe that we're supposed to live on. But in this particular clip, he says it is a three-dimensional spheroid. But I don't know that because it's not been proven. Science doesn't prove anything.
Before Flat Earth, that's what I used to think as well, that science didn't prove anything. It disproved. So that's how our brain was wired.
Well,
But then why does he have
wrong.
a channel full of science, right, that's supposed to be talking about this globe when
He
it doesn't
doesn't.
really prove anything?
He doesn't. What he actually has is a channel full of pseudoscience with the assertion of the word science to lend some idea of empiricism to his just so stories. But in reality, just to clarify, the people on the globe side of this argument, and in this particular man's instance, he's also an anti-flat earther. He's made anti-flat earth videos. So the people who literally oppose us and stand with the globe faith are science deniers. This man, Michael from Vsauce, he's a science denier. Science does prove things. But you morons who think you're on a globe will listen to this man telling you that science, an empirical method that's used to prove cause, doesn't prove things. This is why you're all retarded. This is why you're getting shouted at by flat earthers. And when I pointed that out, we all laughed. We laughed at this man, Michael, and his science denial. Yeah, but that's absolutely correct. We were originally claimed to be the science deniers, and here we are with a man broadcasting to millions, saying science doesn't prove things. What an unbelievable clown.
Wouldn't that be the null in the scientific method when that which you thought was the cause isn't? You said if you use the scientific method the way it was stated, then you're going to get a hypothesis, which is going to be your prediction as to what the cause is. Then you go through rigorous testing to see if that's it, through the independent variable. But if you do one test with that hypothesis and it doesn't do it, that would be a null. That wasn't the cause of why that thing happened. So it proves and disproves the different things you're doing. So it does both.
I just want to add one thing to that, 10th man. You can take that one step further. The hypothesis will either have the alternative proving it, or the null, proven. At the end of the testing process, hypothesis turning into experiment, the actualization, you will prove either your null or your alternative. Ipso facto, something will be proven at the end of that process. He is factually incorrect. Michael from Vsauce is just wrong. Saying science doesn't prove things. Upon systematic experimentation, you'll prove your null or prove your alternative. That's all it does!
It's pretty basic.
It just tells me that the people telling the stories of Globe don't know what science is. Clearly, this man does not know what science is. Michael from Vsauce does not know what science is. If he did, he would understand that upon experimentation, you validate your null or your alternative. You prove your null or prove your alternative. So to state that it doesn't prove things is factually incorrect, making him a clown.
They've used science all these years when it was convenient. And then when we ask good questions and say, prove it, Now they have to throw their science that they used all these years, the white lab coat and all the things that go with it, under the bus and say, well, it actually doesn't prove things because we can't answer your flat earth questions. So we got to say it doesn't prove things.
Yeah. Basically, the whole time they were claiming they had science, the whole body of science proves we're on a sphere. How could you argue with science? You're a science denier, Mr. Flat Earther. No. All of the globe faith was based on pseudoscience. You have absolutely not one shred of scientific validity to your assertion that we stand on a spherical surface. We do not. And when that's pointed out, we are told that science does not prove things. Incorrectly. Because what they've asserted as science, using the vernacular of science to lend empiricism to their story, was not science. So they throw the actual science, the one that is empirical, the one that does prove things, under the bus as though it doesn't prove things. Yes, it does. You just don't have any. You don't have any to prove your globe. There isn't any scientific evidence that we're on a sphere. It's a complete nonsense assertion. But we've been told for years and years how much science there is to prove it. There isn't.
Boy, have the tables turned.
It just kind of sounds like a get out of jail free card to me. Like, after all the videos I've seen with this guy, that's, where he's talking about the globe and it is a globe and he's explaining the globe and telling us all these things. And then for him to say, well, it is a 3D spheroid, but I don't know that because it hasn't been proven. Science doesn't prove things. To me, it just sounds like, just in case it's caught out there that it's not what he's been claiming it's been all these years, here's him saying, yeah, I don't know if that's what it is because science doesn't prove things. That's all.
It is a three-dimensional spheroid. However, I don't know that, and it has not been proven. Science doesn't prove anything.
What an idiot.
Everyone, unsubscribe from this fool.
I just know that he's a fool. That he's been peddling pseudoscience this whole time. And he hasn't got any science, so the only get out of jail free card, as it's put on chocolate, is to say, well, science doesn't actually prove anything. Oh, that's an outright lie, and you're being called on it. Did you say that was recent? Did you say that was 2019 or 2020 chocolate?
Within the last year, at least.
They're recent enough for us to have not been subscribed to and not realised he said it, had it highlighted and now call him on it.
Well, he would be correct if he said pseudoscience doesn't prove things, but he didn't say that.
Yeah, that's what he meant. I've got pseudoscience. It proves nothing. I've said it's science, but science doesn't prove anything. That's why my pseudoscience not proving anything's all cool.
It's from an interview on December 17th, 2019.
It's eight months old.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he's been called on it. I'll trim this out. I'll title it Michael from Vsauce called out as a pretender clown science denier. There you go, fundies. There you have it. We are talking about the scientific method and holding you to task on your claim of science. Meanwhile, the Globe side, one of the biggest Globe proponents on YouTube, is telling you that science doesn't prove anything. Essentially, your side are science deniers. And that is precisely what you're going to be called from now on. I'm going to start throwing this in your faces, science deniers.